How's it going, guys? It's Mad Friday and welcome back to the last episode of the IS story. Woohoo! It's done. Yeah, I'm quite glad it's done, to be honest. This was not easy. Definitely harder than the Tiger. Right, so on to the gameplay. What's this map called? Can't remember. It's not Severinox. What is it? Tundra. Is it Tundra? Yeah. I like this map for the IS. There's lots of little bits of stuff lying around, boulders you can side scrape across. It gives you time to get your reloads in. And I particularly like this part of this map. The rock in the middle here does give you some opportunities to do some stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm going to do some of that in a minute. Well, so at this point, obviously, I've still got 2 barrel marks, and I was trying my hardest to get the 3rd. Literally, last Friday afternoon, I sat down to finish this, and it wasn't me who spotted it. It was conspiracy. Whilst I was trying to get my 3rd mark in this, I was in the top 5 of Xbox players on WN8 for that afternoon. That's how hard I was trying to get this 3rd mark. So yeah, I think you can probably tell from that how hard it has actually been. The IS must be a lot better played on average than the Tiger was. Right, so here we go. This is what I mean. Bang! Through his track, side scrape out. There we go. Bounce the return shot. Hopefully he's burnt his repair kit now. There's no way he's got better reload than me. I've got everything I can to make it reload faster. There we go. Beat his reload, side scrape out again. And he's tracked in place now. He's burnt his repair kit. Bang! Hit him. So we 3-shot a KV3. Lovely. Side scraping out. What can we spy now? M6. Bang. Really don't need premium rounds for this, but when you're just... Well, what was I at? When I first sat down, I was at 94.7%. After 3 hours, I was at 93.8%. And I was getting so frustrated with the teams. But I did start to spam the premium, to be honest, and guarantee the damage. You can hate me for it all you like, but if you try and do this yourself, you guys that haven't got any barrel marks yet, or got any third MOEs yet, once you get to near, and you start getting trolled by RNG and crap teams, you will do exactly the same as me. Anyway, so we cleaned up that side pretty good. Now it's this Tiger's turn. It's me with a Prem round, and I pay for my Prem usage with some bad RNG there, and I only tracked him. But again, because I tracked him, I'm picking up the assist points. Another thing I like about the IS, it's fairly mobile. And the track traverse, it's got to have been buffed since when I went for it back in the day. The track traverse is pretty cool now. It does help. If you get flanked by somebody, you can just move your armour so quickly and pull off some bounces. It's lovely. Full health T29. Oh, I missed that shot. There he is. Can we get the tracker shot? Can we get the tracker shot? I'm aiming for his fuel tanks. There we go. Bang. So what gun he got? Looks like this 76mm, and he manages to pen me a couple of times up. I seem to be able to bounce fully upgraded T29s a lot easier than the not fully upgraded T29s. I don't know. It may be just the extra accuracy with the smaller guns is just better than the 105, I don't know. Right, so I've loaded a high explosive round. There's 1 artillery, 2 mediums left, so hopefully I'll spy the artillery or the mediums. Oh, one of them's just gone, so there's now only 2 left. And we hunt them down. Look around, nothing here. It's bound to be in that back corner there. It's a shame the teams are so unbalanced at the minute. As you can see, we're winning by miles. If we were sort of even on numbers and we were still fighting for every bit of damage, some of these games would go on a little bit longer and you could pull out some ridiculously big damage gains, but that's just not how it's working at the minute. There he is. Oh, he gets hit, but we get the kill shot. Now just one Cromwell left, and he's causing a bit of havoc at the back of the map. He's managed to push through our team, and he's going for the artillery. Best thing he could do in this sort of endgame situation when he's pretty much got no chance of winning. May as well try and get himself a Buscucci's or something for taking out the artillery. Can I get there in time? No, there we go, team take him out, but still a little bit of noob stomping there. I know I did use some premium rounds, but again, when you're sort of 0.5% off getting your third mark, that's what you boil down to basically. Pick up an ace tanker, still 2 barrel marks, high caliber and a sniper, and just the best bit of that game was at the start when we chewed up that KV3 with 3 shots with a nice bit of side scraping and just outplayed him basically. Right, so 4k damage, another 4k game in the IS, fairly regularly in the IS, although you get your bigger games quite regularly, but I found I had more suckouts in the IS than I did the Tiger. Anyway, right, on to the next game. So in the comments of one of the other IS Diary videos, Lemonhead said you can't have good games if your team is shit and you get steamrolled. Well, unfortunately, if you want that third barrel mark, you have to maintain your average, and when you get to 93-94%, the effect of one more bad game is way more than it is when you're down at like 50-60%. Yeah, like I said earlier, when I sat down to finish this diary, I was at 94.5 or 94.7%, and after 3 hours, I'd gone down. And I was struggling, to be honest, and I almost gave up. And obviously I had that game I just showed you, and then I had this game just after. Tier 8 game on Dragon Ridge, my least favourite map in the game. Tier 8s can be a problem for this tank, depends what they are really. Some Tier 8 heavies are a problem, some Tier 8 mediums are a problem because they're just too fast for you to get an accurate shot on them. But you've still got to just get dug in. And again, I've loaded up Prem from the start. I was at 94.8% or something going into this game, and I just wanted to get it done. Right, so what have we found first off? Is it 59-16? Nice easy target to start off with. So here we go, here's a controlled impact. I'm trying to finish him off without reloading. I'm not going to get the second ram in though, I don't think, but I'm going to reload. Oh, I missed! What a donkey! Come on, ram him, ram him. Don't let him get away. Bang, didn't get away. But I used up an extra shot there. And it's not just the round there, it's the time I wasted. Our Object 416 is doing some nice work here. I'm going to stick with him for a while. He's lost a lot of hit points though. We've got now T95 E2. Ooh. This is the sort of tank you do not want to see. Nicely sloped front plate, fairly troll turret, and a good rate of fire. Totally not anything you want to deal with in the IS. But just had just enough gun depression there to sort of hit him on the back of the upper plate there. There's kind of a bit you can overmatch. Bang one for his side armour. Burn my repair kit, but he's got ridiculous gun depression and rate of fire. Get another one in. He just needs one more. Bang! Very, very lucky to live through that. Yeah, T95 E2. It's not particularly well liked on the PC version, but I think it's a great tank. It's one of my favourite Tier 8 premiums. IS-3 at range. Premium rounds are good enough for the side of an IS-3 as long as you don't hit the sort of upper spaced armour at a funny angle.
Ready to fire.
We're losing bad now. We are getting steamrolled, so I just need to do whatever I can to get some more damage out of this game.
Focus attention here.
Lucky we tracked that M445 there, we picked up some assist points. There goes another one, there's only 3 of us left, and I am a one-shot for most of the tanks I can meet in this game now. Need to find something a bit smaller to pick on. There goes another one, it's just us two. It's not looking like they want to cap out, they're probably going to come and hunt us down. Sense goes off, can't see anything. There he is. What is it?
The enemy is capturing the base.
So KV3 come in. We need more than one hit on him. Yeah, I really didn't know what to do at this point. What's this? T20. Ooh, not bad. Could be a problem. Oh, I want to miss that shot. Going for the ram. He jumps off, and I jump, and I miss him, and I miss out on a little bit more damage at the end of that game. Anyway, there we go. Have I done enough to pick up the 3rd mark? So I managed just under 3k in a tier 8 game, and I finally pick up that 3rd barrel mark. Saved a quick screenshot there. I forgot I did that, to be honest. I would have cut that out. Right, so there we go. Quick look at the results shows that I was never ever going to win that game, no matter how much I did. So I was very lucky to get 3k damage out of that game. And from Lemonhead's comment earlier, if you're close to your 3rd mark, even in a game when you're going to get steamrolled, you have to get the damage done before you die. Otherwise you're not going to get that mark. Well, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that replay. Let's have a look into the garage and have a look at this 3rd mark. Right, so here we go, guys. Here is my IS, looking pretty with 3 Russian barrel marks on nice big red stars for everybody to see. And in the case of the IS, I do feel I really earned them. This was not easy. The Tiger was a lot easier than this. The Tiger's a lot more consistent. The IS, you get the big games fairly regularly, but mixed in between. They're going to be the games where you either sucked out bad, or the gun has just trolled you so much, or you've been up against some tier 9s that you literally just cannot penetrate. We've seen some of that in the last episode. The Conqueror, I was trying to snapshot a Conqueror. The rounds just were not going where I wanted to aim, and I died for it anyway, so I've got the 3 marks. So now I'm just going to have a little look at how I set my tank up. You guys might want to do it completely differently, but this is how I managed to get me 3 marks out of it. Right, so the crew. For a tier 7 crew, this is quite a well-skilled crew, to be honest, and that's because this used to be my favourite tank. So I kept it, and I've always had a good crew in it, which I've played. I did have quite a long break from playing it, but doing the IS diary, obviously I've had quite a few games to this tank. So crew skills you want, most definitely 6th Sense in most of the tanks in the game. 6th Sense is going to be priority number 1. After that, well, train a skill. What you want to do is train repairs, swap it to 6th Sense, train repairs, swap it to Brothers in Arms, and then I would train repairs and leave it, then train another skill, which which I used firefighting to train, and then swapped that to track mechanic, then trained firefighting, or just train snapshot, and then controlled impact is a good one for doing barrel marks. There's been a lot of occasions in this tank where I've put 2 or 3 shots into someone and I've left them on a sliver of their health, and I've managed to finish them off quickly by ramming them. And also it goes the other way as well. If someone wants to ram you, especially light tanks, if you get a stupid light tank try and ram you, there's a good possibility with controlled impact on, they will kill themselves. But you must remember, if someone's going to ram you, do not stay still. Controlled impact only works if you're moving. So if someone is going to ram you, just move your tracks a bit and controlled impact will kick in. Right, so that's the crew skills I had, guys. I found repairs and track mechanic very useful for doing the IS diary. It got me out of a lot of sticky situations, a couple of double track situations where I'd burnt my repair kit and got retracked straight again, and the track mechanic managed to get me out of trouble along with the repairs. Also, Brothers in Arms is very useful. The effect it has on your reload is worth it in my opinion, and Snapshot was very useful because this thing has not great accuracy and not great aim time. That will help you out, although the actual effect most of these has is very small. You won't really notice it unless you're a very skilled player, to be honest. You won't notice the difference that much. Anyway, so that's the crew skills. What about my equipment? Well, I've stopped playing the tank now, so I've actually sold one piece. But these two, most definitely. On most heavy tanks, to be honest, as well. You want a large caliber tank rammer and ventilation on most heavy tanks to bring up your reload. Most heavy tanks, they pay for the armor with reload time. So anything you can do to bring up the reload is going to be a good idea. Right, so the third slot. A lot of people will do this differently to me. I run coated optics because I like the view range for playing on my own. It just gives you that extra advantage. Well, not even an advantage sometimes. It would possibly stop someone having the advantage over you. Say there's a medium sat in a bush and you're trying to find him. If you stuck without coated optics, the base view, what was the base view range? Let's have a look. Base view range is 350 meters. That is nothing. Something like, I don't know, a T-43, Comet, well definitely a Comet. They could spot you and probably fire at you without you being able to spot them, unless you had some sort of optics, Brothers in Arms, and that sort of thing. And that's why I do it, guys. I forgo that little bit of you can't run vert stabilizers on this, so what you would do is run a gun lane drive on this. I forgo that 10% of my aim speed to have that extra view range, but it's totally up to you guys. 10% off your aim time, it's not a huge amount anyway. If you're confident with your side scoping and stuff like that, and being able to handle an inaccurate gun, you can make up for that with your own personal skill anyway. That's why I like the view range. Anyway, so last little thing, my supplies. These change towards the end of the diary. As you can probably see there, I ditched the fire extinguisher for extra combat rations. Again, because the reload is so long, the 10% extra of all your major crew skills actually, especially your gunner and your loader crew skills, and your commander with the view range. With Brothers in Arms, ventilation, coated optics and combat rations, I've found this works very well as a scout. If you get in a tier 9 game, there's lots of things like E75s, VKBs and stuff like that. You can make up your assist points with spotting, and obviously barrel marks are done on damage plus assist points, so anything you can do to kind of alleviate the lack of you being able to do damage in a tier 9 game can really help maintain your average. And that's just how I do it, guys. It's completely up to you. If you do it completely different and you think your way would work better, then do it. This is just a guide to how I did it. I'm not trying to tell you guys how to run your own tanks. Anyway, so a quick look at my stats before we finish off the IS diary. So let's give a quick look now. Scroll on down. Germany, Russia. Oh yes. So what did we start off on? 238 battles or something? So I had to do about 80 battles to do the IS diary from 0 to... No, we didn't start at 0, did we? We started at 33%. So it was about 80 battles to go from 33% to 95.27%. This is one of my best tanks for battles played against enemies destroyed ratio. I do love this tank. It's a good finishing tank. Anyway, one other thing I didn't actually mention in the supplies before I finish this diary. Supplies. I used to only run 2 HE in this tank, but I've bumped that up to 5. And again, tier 9 games, if you meet an enemy like a VKB, E75, and he's angling, he's not giving you a weak spot, you can do a sensible amount of damage with your high explosive rounds. And also for lightly armoured tier 9s like Lorraines and things like that, because of the calibre of the gun, the HE rounds are just a little bit more effective, and you might be able to sneak out, you know, 450 damage rather than your 300 odd, and that can really help buff up your damage. And also lower tier tanks, things like Nashorns and stuff like that, there's a good chance you can one-shot them with the high explosive rounds, and that can really help. And things like Hellcats as well. If you see a Hellcat, load up a high explosive round. You've got, if you roll good, you're going to one-shot them. Yeah, obviously you don't roll good all of the time, and I tend not to, but there's always that chance. Anything you can do to just do that couple of extra bits of damage, couple of extra assist points, is going to help you get your 3rd barrel mark. Anyway, so I've started the Comet Diary, and I'm doing a little bit of work on the T29. Yeah, the Comet's a lot harder than the T29 to do, but getting the 3rd one, you do feel like you've earned it, to be honest, but it was a very hard slog, so it's up to you guys whether you want to do it or not. Like I've said in the past, tier 7's my favourite, and that's where I'm going to stick until they're all done. Well, there we go guys, hope you enjoyed the IS diary. Please give the vid a like if you did, please sub if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.